My name is Monica Jordan. To my husband and children, I am mom and wife. In my life, God has blessed me with the gift of motherhood 5 times over the span of my life. 2 of my children are in my life today as a happy, living testament of the gift of life God has generously provided to me and my husband. Because of abortion, 50% of my immediate family is missing. This is the real testament about abortion, the one that Planned Parenthood does not want you to know. From an early age, I was dominated by painful emptiness, immaturity, and seeking love too soon. I chose to befriend people who were not good for me. As adolescence continued, I found it increasingly difficult to cope with the life due to sexual abuse perpetrated on me by close family members and neighborhood boys, and the denial and lack of security that follows from such breach of trust. I sought escape from an intolerable situation and found it in a dysfunctional high school sexual relationship. By the end of my senior year, I became pregnant. Terrified at the prospect of having my dreams of furthering my education come to an untimely end, I was even more afraid of disappointing my family, fearing the worst. Paralyzed by my financial insecurities, I was compelled to seek an easy fix to what appeared to be an impossible situation. With a heavy heart and a confused state of mind, I found myself in my 6th week of pregnancy, walking into a barbed wire fence abortion compound in El Paso, Texas. I used an alias to disguise my identity. I remember the putrid stench of the death that lingered in the waiting room of that facility. This odor was even more intensified as I listened to the filthy wailing of the vacuum, which was used to suck out the embryo that was my baby. Although my boyfriend knew, he never discouraged me from my decision, nor did he provide me any comfort during my state of what I only can describe as unconsciousness. I would find that my decision and the profound smells and noises of this experience would forever change my life as I knew it. I wish I could tell you that I learned a great lesson after my first abortion experience. My mask remained firmly in place. However, while the lies of the quick fix pro-choice crowd drowned out any sense that may have been made by the pro-lifers on that sidewalk, I became a byproduct of a firmly established pro-choice culture and used abortion to keep consequences and responsibilities at bay. As I aborted my 2nd and 3rd babies, I plummeted into a lifestyle that corresponded to how I felt in the inside. My dark soul was consistent with a lack of emotion, loss of wanting a committed relationship, reckless sexual behaviors, and self-destructive drinking. I stumbled upon the notion that I had abandoned all my values, my dignity, and myself, and therefore had nothing to live for that served any purpose. All that remained was the guilt and shame of that person I had been before the abortions. Abortion is not a choice. For me, it was a prison. There's no such thing as a choice to kill, but that is mistakenly and dreadfully what they want us to believe. That lie is what cost me my freedom and integrity, and what cost my 3 babies their lives. Abortion is the greatest destroyer of love and peace. It teaches us that we can use violence and killing to get what we want. It diminishes the value of the entire group of people, the unborn. The irony of placing oven mitts over the ice-cold stirrups to make me feel comfortable stands in stark contrast to the final horrific moments of my child's very short life. It would be another 12 years before I found that I could no longer endure the weight of my chains that shackle me to the guilt of my abortions. I regret those actions with every fiber of my being, and it is then that I found the courage to beg for mercy from my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Face down while at the foot of the cross, I was set free. I asked Jesus to create in me a clean heart and renew me with an upright spirit, just like the prayer we learn as children. He picked me up and he met me right where I was. That is where my healing began. Colossians 1 verse 13 through 14 says, "For he delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have redemption for the forgiveness of sins." The path of change and recovery has not been easy. Through God's grace, I have learned to forgive myself. I've been blessed in this journey. Today I've been restored to a true dignity and a new freedom. I'm no longer shackled by this guilt and shame. I have been given the grace and the courage to stand boldly before you today and insist that women and men deserve better than abortion. My babies did not die in vain. Their memories live on as I continue to fight for the rights to the lives of all humans, born and unborn. And that is why I am silent no more.